1 second, dear students. Hello, all of you. 1 minute. Hello, all of you. 1 minute. One minute. Setting is taking time. Hello, all of you. Here we are together on this Saturday to discuss the one-shot revision video for overhead chapter. One of little lengthy in exam. So many times students say, ma'am, overhead we will skip because it will take more time to do the calculations. Not like that. There are 2-3 problems, different style, which are easy also. And if it is asked, then it's surely for 10 marks. So process costing, overhead, you can do super well, at least for the MCQs also. And these one shot revision videos will cover my booster notes, will cover theory also, and the question answers also. These compilers which I am using are available in Concept Classes app if you want to order for the hard copy, or you register for the practice batch. I'm not always saying you register, but just I completed the paper discussion first for the labor exam, and last abhi they have written the capital gain exam. Wherever it was short of ki, okay, there was confusion, I explained the advance forfeited. I explained that if the capital gain exemption is revoked. So this way of in-depth paper solving one-to-one on Zoom, you will not get anywhere else. It's a challenge. So make sure to just check what is the best help you need. And if you feel you have 20 days, 3 hours, go for the practice batch. It is going to have the best of the booster notes, to the point, all knowledge, everything. Okay? Right. 1 minute, and dear students. Yeah. Sharing the screen here with all of you for this practice batch. These are just 32 classes, and for CA so it is just 28 classes, but CMA students have cost accounting standards and the contract costing also. So for that, these extra classes are there. So, and why I'm saying, ma'am, 28 classes, then why? 28 classes are of 2 hours. If you have your upcoming exam nearby, 20 days I can guide you. Watch 3 hours every day. Trust the compiler, which is having best of the quality good questions to cover up the concept. And in my practice batch, you will see, till you don't learn, I'm repeating things, I'm making you write also. Hope you have already gone through the revision video of the cost sheet of the material and the labor. Quickly, yeah, hello all of you. The chat box is also on. Now, overhead is one of the again important pillars of the costing, with material, labor, and overhead. Overhead are all the expenses, indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses. Overhead can again be segregated into factory related expenses, which will come in factory overhead. Supervisor's salary, depreciation of plant and machinery, insurance, repairs, primary packing, molds, dyes, these all will come in factory overhead. Second is administrative overhead, laptop, computers, directors' fees, What I'm saying already we have discussed in cost sheet, but it is overlapping in overhead chapter. And then we have selling and distribution expenses, driver's salary of the delivery van ka depreciation, repairs and insurance. So depreciation of factory machinery, factory overhead. Depreciation of computers, laptop, admin, it will come. Depreciation of the delivery van, selling and distribution overhead. Okay, just 1 second. So many of you are live. Hope you are going to like it within 24 hours. If you comment below once the video is uploaded and share it with 5 of your friends. Yeah. You can right now go to the challenges group and write it over there. Right. 1 second here. All right. Chalo. Now what I'm saying is, so overhead we know we can segregate in factory, admin and selling. Exam oriented, what we should know in overhead chapter, I will explain with the help of in the notebook, that there are various ways of apportionment, allocation, reapportionment, why we are doing. So one kind of problem is there are 4 methods in which you can reapportion the overhead. But ma'am, why reapportion? We will study now. Second kind of the problem, which is many times missed out by students, but they're super duper easy, is machine hour rate problem. Machine related fixed expenses and other expenses. I feel this part of the overhead chapter is like operating costing. How you write all the expenses and divide it by the passenger kilometer. The third part ignored but super duper scoring. I feel shall we start with that part? That is treatment of under and over absorption. It's a 5 mark question repeatedly asked in exam, and the speed is, once you gain the practical insights, 4-5 question hai costing ke compiler mein, you just solve that, you will get a grip. Anything they will ask is within that variety, and you will be able to do it. What will be the treatment of under and over absorption of overhead? If it is under absorption, what's the treatment it is? So these are the 3 varieties of the problem. Kahan se shuru kare? Make yourself active in the chat box. Shall we start? Yeah, everything will be covered. Max, I think 40 minutes we'll be done with. Yeah, we took more time to discuss the. I'm never like into the time ki capital gain ka paper correction itne der mein khatam karna tha. I don't know. It's good or not, but that we cannot do. है ना? Chalo, right. I'm sharing the screen and here we are. I'm sharing my compiler. This is compiler 2, which is having all the booster notes and then the past exam questions. First, I would like to start with compiler 1. Okay. So by 4 methods, you learn the reapportionment. But what's the need of the reapportionment will be very clear very soon. Then I said overhead recovery rate. Then you have under over absorption. Factory, admin, selling, all I have covered. Yeah, you can segregate your overhead into fixed, variable, semi-variable. I'm skipping all this because we have done all this in the first chapter also. Many times they are asking theory question in exam, distinguish between allocation and apportionment. So now I'm going to the reason. 1 minute. I'll open my notebook. Reason why we have to do this concept called apportionment and reapportionment and all. Okay. Yeah. Are you able to see the notebook? You can comment in the live chat also. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Ajo, these are all overhead beautiful problems. See, can we segregate the overhead into variable overhead, which is fixed per unit, fixed overhead, which is constant in total? Okay, right. Now, first term I want all of you to be very, very clear is allocation. You know what is like allocation? You go to a function hall for attending the award ceremony of your CMA final, CA final. There, someone is standing on the gate and he's saying, oh, you are a rank holder, sit there. Oh, you are a student, sit there. Oh, you are a what do you call it, newspaper wala, क्या कहते हैं, एक अच्छा सा word है, you sit there. Okay, you are parent, please sit there. Are you getting? So allocation is like I have 3 departments here. Okay, one second, dear students. I have 3 departments here, X, Y, and Z. There are some expense which are incurred only for Z department. There are some expense which are incurred only for X department. Again, I am doing X, Y, and Z are my product, and S1 and S2 are my service department, spare parts and all. So allocation is 8,000 rupees expense I have incurred exclusively for X. I want to repeat. Allocation is expenses incurred exclusively for a specific department or product. That's called as allocation. Next is apportionment. You know what is apportionment? I am paying the rent of this whole factory 5 lakh rupees, in which I am producing XYZ3 product and I have service unit. So can I apportion, tukde karna? One cake is there. We are 30 people. So can we divide and make small pieces of 2 kgs cake, 30 pieces, so that everyone can have? Simple. So now I have paid 5 lakh rupees rent for the factory as a whole. Can I divide it to all the departments in the ratio of the floor area? 60% X is using, 15% Y is using, 20% S1 is using, 5% S2 doesn't need. Just an example. So allocation is specific expense, park it. Apportionment is common expenses incurred, put it. You know, like branded showrooms, say West Side, Bajaj Electronics, Vijay Sales, they give paper ad. Now in their paper ad, there are 8 branches are there. So if they have given a single paper ad for 8 branches, can they divide advertisement expense into 8 branches? Yeah, right. That is apportionment. Ma'am, okay, we understood what is like, okay, we followed key X, Y, Z. So allocation is specifically here. Apportionment is here. S1 here. Now, finally, what product you are making? X, Y, Z. What product you are making? X, Y, Z. So service department is working for all the 3. So service department, what is your overhead? We will reapportion to the production department. I know I'm going little slower and in depth, but this is required and this will fit into your mind and you will get a beautiful speed for the exam. Are you all with me? S1 and S2 service department, your expenditure will be reapportioned to X, Y, and Z. Ma'am, how do we reapportion? 4 methods. Direct method. Direct S1 is giving service only to X. Put it. S2 is giving service to all the 3. Put it direct. Or step down method, or repeated distribution, or trial error, or now I will teach you the methods. But you got the basics or not? You repeat because these are the terms used in MCQs and you'll remember me. Allocation is 3 products, 2 service department. This is exclusive expense of X. Allocate, de do. Apportion, rent, electricity. I'm paying for all. So I'm apportioning. Reapportion. Service department, you are not giving any output. Ultimately, my cost of the product divided by number of units will give me cost per unit profit. I will sell my X, my Y, my Z. So X, your own expenditure is this. You took service of S1 also, no? Bear the expense. Reapportion the service department expense. Beautiful, isn't it? Logical, very clear. Aajo. Oh, sorry, I was in that sheet and by mistake I came here. हाँ, मेरे आंसर शीट में हूं मैं, जो प्रैक्टिस बैच में हमने यूज किए थे. Once you apportion, what is the total overhead of X? 2 lakh. Now in X, 2000 units are produced. Can I get overhead per unit? Y. Y is labor oriented unit. Can I divide total overhead of Y with labor hours? Yeah. Z. It is full of machinery oriented. Can I divide total overhead of Z by machine hours? Yes. These are called as multiple overhead recovery rate. कोई जादू टोना नहीं, ये पूरे प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जो हमने प्रैक्टिस बैच में सॉल्व किए हैं. You will not feel you are watching as recording. That's a promise. Are you getting? I got finally S1 S2 became 0. S का overhead is 5 lakh, 6 lakh, 2 lakh. Can I divide it by number of units? Yes. Y, can I divide it by number of labor hours per hour overhead? Z, can I divide by number of machine hours? Yes. Clear to all of you? Ma'am, what are these? These are called as multiple overhead recovery rate. Or else, can I do 5 lakh plus 6 lakh plus 2 lakh? कितना होगा? 13 lakhs. And I will divide इसके 2000 unit, इसके 5000, say 10,000 units. Per unit is 13 rupees. 13 lakh rupees divided by 10,000 units, 13. This is single or blanket overhead recovery rate. Ma'am, we understand everything what you teach, but MCQs we go blank because you are not thoda sa in depth और जाओ. It's the same problem in tax. You want to go fearless for costing, you want to go fearless for taxation, study this. Take your time. अभी तो हमने शुरू ही नहीं किया है. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? 13 single overhead recovery rate for the whole business is called as blanket overhead recovery rate, and separate rates is called as multiple recovery rate. Ma'am, ho gaya chapter? Ho gaya. Only 2 more things are there. Machine iron on. I'm going ahead, but I want some comment in the live chat. Bolo. Until now, what I explained is clear. You know, students are, I'm really sorry, sometimes I'm being rude. So many one-to-one and messages, ma'am, can you take theory? Imagine if I'm teaching you all the theory together, it will be so boring. Now, if I teach you distinguish between allocation and apportionment, you will learn it interesting. Because just now you studied the concept. Allocate, apportion, followed. So don't try to go by the same pattern ki we will do all the theory together. No, 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 it will not work for you. No. आ जाओ. Yeah. Please come here and check. Allocation. The cost is identifiable full to 1. Apportionment is put it in portion. This is specific, this is general. 1. Allocate to 1. Apportionment to many. Okay, these are the simple identification you will be able to read and write. Now, I'm not taking the whole chapter, so please read it. Okay, ma'am, you said that some common expenses you have to apportion. So, can we apportion the rent and all based on floor area? Yes. Lighting expense based on light points. Okay, here 2 lights are there, 1 AC, 1 fan, 4 points. Next room, 7 points. So, 7 is to 4. Huh? Like this. Power of machine, horsepower. You know, one of the exam, machine hours ko they multiplied with the horsepower rate and then they took the ratio. So you have to be really careful in what ratio you are taking. Indirect wages, indirect wages. Supervisor, number of times. Supervisor is taking salary, but he is supervising this product 6 hours, this 1 hour, this 2 hours. So 6 is to 1 is to 2 ratio. Finish. Like this, you read it, basics. Advertisement and all is related to sales. So can you apportion common advertisement expense for the company as a whole based on sales? Yeah. Personal department expense. HR, employee related, canteen and all, based on number of employees. Now reapportion the service expenses on, okay, reapportion of service cost to the production cost on these basis if they ask. If not, let us do it by the method. This is very popular method. Horsepower into machine hours. They multiply and then they do it. Okay? The more better you do this chapter, especially for all the CA students, you have a beautiful topic. Of course, I'll take it at the end, but it is extension of your overhead chapter, activity based costing. Never an exam comes without a question on this. Okay. So now we know what is allocation. Super. We know what is apportionment. Can we learn methods of reapportionment? Yeah. I'm not going to solve any problem because my aim in the one shot revision is to revise the concept. And if you repeatedly watch one shot revision video and then practice the problem with the practice batch, you're sorted, you're done. Dekho. Direct reapportionment. Okay. What is direct reapportionment? See. Now already they have given you ki these were the overheads. They have given in the question. A, B, C. Now service department, 4 lakh. Service department is stores. So stores can we put on the basis of this value? Store requisition. Yeah. Now, timekeeping and accounting, 3 lakh. Can we do based on number of workers? जितने वर्कर हैं उतनी अकाउंटिंग करना पड़ेगा 20:15. Yeah. Power. Can we do in the ratio of horsepower? Yes. Horsepower. 3:3:2. Canteen. Can we do it in the ratio of number of workers? Canteen expense will be more for the department who is having highest workers. I am not doing calculation. You please suggest me. I can take one problem now. This is there in the study material and solve it. But more than that, the purpose of one shot revision video is to help you revise the concept and to make you alert not to go into any pitfalls. इस चीज का ध्यान रखना है. Then you do the practice batch 2 videos and sort it for the overhead. ठीक है? Okay. So what am I doing? I'm directly apportioning. That is simple direct apportionment. Step method. Step method is followed when service department are giving service to the production. Look here. But one service department is giving service to another and it is not taking back. Yeah? Right? Then, ma'am, how will we decide? They will ask you in exam. Ma'am, I to like step down method. I will use step down. I will write with my step down. My answer is correct. But if they have asked simultaneous equation, you can't use step down answer. Let me tell you simultaneous equation, repeated distribution, trial error. These are flipped one coins. Your answer will be same. But step down method and this direct method, answer will come different. So don't say, according to my method, my answer is correct. Do with the method, they say. I want some yes or no in the chat box. Is the direct method clear to you? Direct method is these are production department. Service department expense directly you put in the way they say. Almost like allocation, you can say. जैसा दिया है वैसा कर लो. Okay. Next. Step down method. This is very nice. See. X and Y are the departments. A and B are the production department. X and Y are the service department. Okay? Students are always used to S1, S2. Are either X or Y hai? But you be clear. So start with service department. X service department is giving service to Y also, to A also, to B also. Why? Service department is not giving service to X. Y is giving to A and B. ऐसे देखो सीढ़ी की तरह बन रहा है ना, ऐसा ऐसा, इसलिए स्टेप डाउन मेथड. मैम कुछ भी, हाँ, it is like that only. Okay, check with me all of you once again. Two important hints. First, you fit it in your mind, then I'll go to the screen. If they ask you step down method, meaning one service department is giving service to another, X is giving to Y, it's not taking by. Badi behan hai na, senior citizen, like that. So X, I'll give service to Y. Y is saying, I'll also, no, you are chota. You give service to the other production department. Step down method, one important thing not to go wrong in the exam is don't start with the production department and then service. When you are making columns in the exam for step down method, 7 marks, 10 mark question, start with the giving. Always giving people are first. They are like this, take, lay low. So start with X department, then Y department. These two are what beta? Service department, then production. आप कभी भी silly mistake नहीं करोगे calculation. When I take this, all I have taught years in offline class, I start the problem in board and I say, chalo, do it on your own to make you all independent for exam. And when I go in the classroom, only thing I have felt is this, that students know how to do, but by mistake they make wrong column, they make product failure. Are you getting? I'll show you how that kich happens, which we should not do in the exam. Ye dekho. Is this problem clear to you? X is giving service. X ka 2 lakh expenditure hai. By X, you're a service department. Close. 25% here. They have simplified. One more thing I want to say. Why to simplify? 5 5s are 25, 5 8s are 40, 5 7. Why to do all that? When they are allowing you calculator, don't try to simplify the ratios and waste your time. Are you getting? They could have easily written the smart techniques I am teaching you, because costing papers are lengthy. Pick up your calculator, put 2 lakh rupees in M plus. Now, into 25%, into 40%, into 35%. Over and out. Are you all again with me? Yeah. So 2 lakh rupees, bye. 25% of 2 lakh. 40% of 2 lakh, 35% of 2 lakh. Okay. Done. Now come to Y. Y's own expenditure is 150. Y has taken service 50,000. So now 2 lakh. This 2 lakh, you go bye and give it to A and B. Okay. Give it to A and B. In what ratio? 40:60. Total. Okay. You got the overhead. Now, ma'am, this can be divided by number of units? Yes. Number of labor hours? Yes. Number of other hours, machine hours? Yes. Multiple overhead recovery rate. Every exam you will get one question. I can frame MCQ, especially for CMA students. 15 MCQs, 20 marks, I will frame and give you in a separate MCQ video. 2 will come for overhead, 2 will come from reconciliation. And for CA students, again, I'm saying case study is nothing but a question and answer solved. Yeah. Until now, all clear? How many methods we have done? Direct method and step down. Is it looking like a step? Done? Yeah. Reciprocal method, any method you do, answer will be same. Ma'am, they are simultaneous, but I like this method, so I did this. They should give marks. No, beta. Whatever method they ask, you have to do that. So ma'am, when do we use these methods? They are very similar. Simultaneous equation, trial error, repeated distribution. By all the three methods, your answer is same. They are very easy. They are like one service department is giving service to another, receiving. Again giving, again receiving. So how do they apportion? First, they have done simultaneous equation. See now. Two service department are there, boiler and pump. Okay, boiler is giving to pump 5%. समझ में आ रहा है? Boiler, what is your expenditure? What I have seen students, when I say make equation, smartly they start making equation. और एक की सिली मिस्टेक होती है कि दे मेक रिवर्स इक्वेशन. सो नॉट टू गो रॉन्ग, what you have to do beta, boiler 3 lakh is your own expenditure. Boiler, you are taking pump ka how much service boiler is taking, pump ka how much service boiler is taking, 50%. ये देखो 50% P, 50% P. Now pump department, what is your own expenditure? Ma'am, 60,000. Okay. Pump, how much you have to bear from boiler? बॉयलर का कितना एक्सपेंडिचर पंप को बेयर करना है? 5%. लिटरली इफ यू कैन फील व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, इफ यू राइट दिस एंड डू दिस, everything will be correct but equation will be wrong. So many students agreed in the labor correction that when for overtime they were paying 80% extra, they took 80%. Actually 100 rupees basic wages so you will get, because you are working overtime, we are paying you 80 rupees extra. Your wages is 100 or 80 or 180. This is the way to study costing. Very interesting. Once you face head on what is your mistake, and this is a very comfortable place, you ask any of the students, those who have taken the coaching DT, IDT costing, I'm always replying in challenges group, whatever doubts they ask. समझ में आ रहा है? तो frame the equation. Again I'm saying, boiler is saying my own expenditure is 3 lakh and pump ka na 50% I have to bear, 5% I have to bear. Now to you just put P over here, solve it, and you get the values. So pump's expenditure is coming how much? 76,923. Yeah. And that 76,923 you substitute and you will get the other values also. And then you can give to the A and B production department also. This part is little tricky. I'll explain. A और B का दिया है क्या, कितना है ओवरहेड? नहीं दिया है. हाँ. So boiler's own overhead is 3 lakh. Plus it has to bear of pump also. So what is the total overhead of boiler? 338. So remaining 60 and 35% will go to the production, no? That they have given. Problem solving you please practice at home. Now trial and error and repeated distribution. Repeated distribution is, there itself they repeat it. Both the methods they have asked here. Trial and error. Trial and error. Trial and error. How many? This is a nice problem. X and Y are service department. A, B, C are production department. ठीक है? चलो, okay. Now X and Y. अच्छा, let me tell you one very important thing. Be alert for this also, beta. कि A and X and Y, material and wages will also be absorbed. Ma'am, why? We are only in the overhead chapter. But X is a service department. So service department, material, labor rate, overhead, all will be absorbed by 3. Is it clear to all of you? So first, so they have just allocated the common expense on some basis. So you got this. Now, what is X ka? 475. What is Y ka? 535. Okay? Now, X ka 10% is going to Y. X का 10% and Y का 5% is coming to X. Okay. X का 10%, Y का 5%. Are you very clear? Observation is clear. Calculation, this you will do it, but it is super easy. See, here I was saying, horsepower, rate and machine hours multiply karke they have taken out the ratio. Working. This is an exam problem for 10 marks. What did you first do? Say apportion. Now, which method they have asked? Trial error. I'll just take service department. X is shouting and saying, my expenditure is 475. Out of that 10% I'll give to Y. Y is saying, Acha, my expenditure is 535 plus your 47. Now 582 ka 5% I'll give you. Okay, whatever you give, 10%. Like we are playing cards. I'm giving to you musical chair. I'm giving to you. You are giving to me. Huh? So this will go on till it will become 0. Finally, service department is saying my expenditure is 475, but I have to reshare Y, so it is 5 lakh. Y is saying my expenditure is 535 and I have to pay. So trial and error is go on doing, go on doing, go on doing. Right? Okay. Now you got it? 5,04,271. They've rounded off to 300. And then you can, when you get total, you can apportion to the A, B, and C. Yeah, 90%. Ma'am, why 90? Because 10% to gaya na to the other service department. Y department 585, 95% you are apportioning. Why? Because 5% to went here and there. Tell me, I'm waiting. Is repeated distribution easy and very clear to all of you? I don't know how many of you are able to correlate with my method of teaching. I'm not solving the problem because this is not a practice batch. But one shot also, I will make sure that none of the questions are, I'm saying none of the concepts are missed. Clear to all of you? Chalo, aa jao. Ma'am, then what is repeated distribution? Trial and error, we do it only with the service department. Repeated distribution, same thing you keep repeating. I will tell you. Repeated distribution may same thing you keep repeating with all. See, repeated distribution method. I'll tell you, I'll show you this problem. This is a study material problem. These are the production department. These are the service department. So can we start with total? Yeah, right. Just 7, 8 and all total. Total of overhead. We are starting with this figure. Are you all with me? Huh. Now P is to be apportioned 30%, 40%, 20%, 10%. So P and Q are service department. P saying 10% you have to bear. 4,000 ka. Remaining these people all will bear in the ratio given. Q is saying, okay, 3,000 na. 20% you have to bear. 600 na. 10% you have to bear. 6 na. 20% you have to bear. Ma'am, this is the same like trial and error. In trial and error, you are doing only between P and Q. Thank you. Thank you so much. In trial and error, you are doing only with P and Q. Whereas in repeated distribution, you are doing with all. Done? Clear? Right. Okay. Ma'am, once these overhead of service department become nil and we get this overhead, can we divide it by the hours and units and all? Yes, you will get the overhead rate. I'm again going back to repeat very important point. Though we are in the overhead chapter for service department, you have to apportion the material and labor. इसको छोड़ के मत आना. The whole problem will go wrong. Material and labor of service department also you have to apportion. Okay. Nice, clear to all of you. How many methods can I make a gist and give you? Allocate. जिसका है उसको दे दो. Apportion. Break it in some ratio. Put to all. Reapportion service department directly. Direct method. Reapportion service step down method. In step down, always start making service department column first, then your overhead. Clear? And next, what did I say? 3 methods. Simultaneous equation repeated. Trial and error, you do it between service department. Ye lo 20, ye lo 10, ye lo 20. Only between the service. Repeated distribution you're doing with all. And then equation. Whatever method they say, do it. If they ask you, ki ma'am thoda sa lengthy tha, they'll give you 10 marks. Don't attempt the overhead chapter exam without learning in the calculator m plus m minus all, and use the same calculator which you are going to use in final exam. Black wala, white wala, I don't know. Don't save it for the final exam. Use it now and practice m plus m minus so that you save time. You have beautiful knowledge. You are hard working. Calculator Deepti ma'am kar rahe na. Literally students sit in my class. After two steps, I said, Arey, why I'm not getting the answer? Then I saw I did silly mistake. I literally scolded one day in the class. What are you all doing? You know, in live right now, we are live in YouTube. There's a lag. There's a lag of, I can say, 50 minutes, 60 minutes. After that, you answer and I get. Zoom mein, there is nothing like that. You can do the total and put it in the chat box, because final exam, Deepti ma'am is not going to come and do totals for you. Aja. 10 more minutes left. I know we have gone a little more in detail. So we have completed with this part. Okay. Now, next part I wanted to talk, which I've already covered in my introduction, dear students. Overhead recovery rate is total overhead divided by number of units. Can we take overhead based on a percentage of material? Yes. Percentage of labor? Yes. Percentage of prime cost? This is all taught to you in cost sheet. Yeah? Okay. Can we divide total overhead divided by labor hours? Yes. Can we divide total overhead by machine hours? Yes. Okay? Right. So labor hours, machine hours. What is blanket overhead rate for the whole factory? Single overhead rate. Multiple overhead recovery rates. Okay? Right. Now, these are very simple problems. I think rather than explaining all, directly if you do the problem, like, you know, operating costing, how we write standing expenses, depreciation and all, and running expense of a vehicle and divided by ton kilometer, passenger kilometer, like that this is. Yeah. So, shall I take one problem and explain with that? And in fact, this one only, this is very popular, DA wala. इसमें थोड़ा सा labor का भी knowledge. Already again, twice there was this problem. Let us do it. Original price of the machine is 3,24,000, 10% depreciation, and divide by 12 because we are doing per month. Ma'am, कैसे पता चला? If they give you the denominator per month, you have to do it per month. If they give you yearly, you have to give yearly. Please wait, don't go, because under over absorption, I will explain you like you have never studied before, but you have to keep patience. I'm going in the sequence whether you like it or not. It's very lucrative to teach under over absorption first, but wo scrolling में बहुत time चला जाएगा. Now, number of the working hours. 200 is ours, but we are working at 75%. So 200 का 75% आ रहा है 150 hours. Now, wages of the machine man 125 per day for 8 hours. 125 per day. Ma'am, just now you said we are machine ka efficiency is 150 hours, but you have to pay to workers full, no? 200 hours. You're working in my company for 8 hours, but 1 hour is lunch break, effective 7 hours, but still we are paying you for 8 hours. So 125 is the wages per day of 8 hours. Now look at this. Look at this what I'm writing. 8 hours 125. 8 hours 125. 200 hours, how much? 200 into 125 divided by 8. Okay. Attendant. Attendant is also there. 75 into 200 by 8. Okay. Now what did they say? I'm coming down, leaving all this. Workers are also paid DA 1575. How many workers are there? One machine and one helper. So I'm paying them salary this month and 1575 into 2, basic and DA. Next, production bonus is paid to 1/3, 33 1/3 of the basic and DA. So 1/3 of this is the production bonus. Add 10% of the leave salary and all. So 8150. So what is my wages payment? This is like simple. As the language they say, machine related wages. If you are not able to segregate, ma'am, what I should write up, down, don't worry. Just write in a single line. You will get marks. So machine related wages is this. Done. Per hour, if you are not having time, just write all this total and last may you calculate 61028 divide by 150. Divide by 150, you are getting the same. In case if you are lacking short of time. Aja. Now other expense. Other expense. Power cost for the month 15,000. Okay. Supervision charges apportioned. Already they have apportioned 3,000. Electricity and writing 7,500 per month. Repairs and maintenance 17,500 per month. Insurance 16,250 for a year, divide by 12. Okay. General expenses 27,500 divide by 12. हो गया. What is machine related expense? This labor and all this. Can I divide by 150? I want to repeat 150 is the effective machine hours. But definitely we are paying them for 200 hours. This is how you calculate machine hour rate. It's a challenge. If you're watching it as a recording or once again, so many of you are live now and then again watching as recording, start where I have started the machine hour rate. So many videos my students have given the feedback are not having this machine hour rate, but this is asked in exam. Similar kind of the problem. See, if they give you depreciation for 12 years, divide kar lo. Yeah. If they see 52 weeks are there, but here they said that assume 324 weeks and 6 days in a week. So 54 weeks. Okay, take. See, this is costing. EOQ के time पे भी I told you they can give you 320 days in a year, 330 days. Go according to that. Total expenditure is this. Here I want to talk one very nice thing. You are using the machine for 2592 hours. But out of that 300 hours the machine is repairing. तब तो power नहीं लगना है. Yeah? I hope you are getting. Machine is used for 2592 hours. But what is this 392 and 300? I'll show you. I'll show you. 300 hours are maintenance and 92 hours are setup. So these hours, see, machine has worked for 2592 hours. But 300 hours to maintenance was going on. Machine is on. You know how they keep the car on and they work in the engine. And 92 hours setup of the whole plant. Okay, on this, put this. So setup may, maintenance may, you are not getting any production. So while you divide it by denominator, setup hours and this both you have to minus. Okay, right. So like this machine hour rate, really I'm saying go for the compiler. It's available. If you buy the booster program, then PDF. If you want the hard copy, you pay it. We will give you a print and we will give courier you also. Okay, right. So this is all about these kind of the problems of the machine hour rate. Okay. Now last part, 5 minutes give me, and then share this video with 5 people. Comment below the video 3 durations. When I started the class, exactly after 5 minutes instruction, when I started the second part, that is machine hour rate, and this third part. Ye dekho. 5 marks questions are asked and they are super scoring. Accounting treatment for over under absorption. What's the reason of over under absorption? Look at this. Any, I'm taking factory overhead, admin, selling overhead, any overhead. Whatever expenditure I have incurred, say in cash, 5 lakhs. But factory overhead is absorbed 1 lakh units at the rate of 3 rupees per unit, predetermined rate. You all have prepared cost sheet with me? Factory overhead per unit लगाते हैं ना बेटा? तो 1 lakh unit at the rate of 3 per unit, 3 lakh is the predetermined rate. Actual factory overhead is 5 lakh. Actual factory overhead is 5 lakh. Now this 2 lakh is what? Under absorption. Under absorption. Followed. What is under absorption? See, factory overhead is absorbed in work in progress. Ma'am, you are in overhead chapter and what you are talking is integrated costing. All hodgepodge is there in costing. The more you mingle and study, first initial feeling is confusion. Then super duper clarity on a bang like this. Okay? Factory overhead is absorbed in work in progress 3 lakh. But actually, what is factory overhead? 5 lakh. 2 lakh is under absorption. Now look at me. 2 lakh I didn't absorb. Huh? Out of that 50,000 overhead I incurred because of strike, lockout, all. It is abnormal. Put it in costing P&L. 1,50,000 overhead is under absorbed. So because of that, work in progress is under absorbed. From work in progress, finished goods is under absorbed. From finished goods, cost of sales is under absorbed. So because factory overhead, you imagine yourself, you are making a cost sheet. Factory overhead, instead of 5 per unit, you wrote 3. Effect of that is stock में जो units हैं undervalued. Units which are sold undervalued. What are in work in progress? Undervalued. So can we again add on the rate by putting supplementary rate? Supplementary rate. Yes. Got the meaning? Ajo, I'll explain. You can expect a theory question also. Right under absorption treatment. Yeah. Under absorption, first I want to 90% chances of getting this. If you're having this compiler, put remark here. Normal reason, increase it by supplementary rate. Okay, under absorption 2 lakh to galti ho gaya. So how many units are sold? How many units are in stock? And work in progress. Charge it. Okay. If it is abnormal, put it in the costing P&L. Clear to all of you? Aja. Now. Okay. I want to solve one problem. Just 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. ABC Limited manufactures and their predetermined rate is 10 per machine hour. In financial year, the actual factory overhead was 6 lakh. Answer me. Start with actual factory overhead. It included 45,000 because of the obsolete. You know, loss hi ho gaya, kharab ho gaya stock, obsolete. And 30,000 because the wages they paid extra because of strike and all. So out of 6 lakh factory overhead actually incurred 45,000 and 30,000 are abnormal, where you will put it costing P&L. Now it is how much? 525. Now 10 rupees is the machine hour. Now, what is your actual machine hours? 48,000. What is the predetermined rate? 10. So, 4,80,000 you have charged. Whereas you should have charged how much? 525. What is 45,000? 45,000 is your... What is 45,000? 45,000 is your under absorption. Can we charge it? Yeah. How many finished goods are produced? 20,000. How much is work in progress? 8,000. But work in progress, we have to bring it equivalent units. It's 50% complete in all the respect. That is 4,000. Finished goods, 18,000. I hope you are clear. What is sold? 18,000 units. How many units were produced? 20. So how much will be in stock? 2,000. Closing stock? Undervalued. Work in progress? 8,000, 50% complete. undervalued. ये भी undervalued. Clear है आप सबको? Yeah. Now how will we go? Okay, I am again repeating. Out of 6 lakh, 75,000 abnormal. 480 you should have charged. 45. So 45,000 maybe. Sorry, one more information we have missed. It has been found that 1/3 of under absorption was due to lack of the production planning and rest was normal. Only normal you have to split with supplementary rate. Out of 45, 1/3, 45 का 1/3 कितना होता है? 15,000. Under absorbed. 30,000. Supplementary rate. 30,000. Now, how many units? 4,000 work in progress. Finished goods, closing stock 2,000. 18,000 sold. So 30,000 is under absorption. Ma'am, under absorption was 45, but 1/3 was to abnormal, no. So what is the under absorption, beta? 30,000 divided by 24, 1.25. Under absorption. Can I charge 4,000 into 1.25? Work in progress. Sorry, we sent you factory overhead. It was undercharge. Take it. Finished goods. Sorry, finished goods. In finished goods, factory overhead is a part. No, that's undercharge. Please add 2,005. Sales, please, in your cost of the goods which are sold, factory overhead is undercharge. 18,000 units sold, 1.25 undercharge. Please charge. Okay. Can I give you mind mapping for this scoring 5 or 7 out of 7? Under over absorption is too much asked. Actual overhead. Whatever is that kachra, strike, obsolete, nikal do. This is now actual overhead. This is absorbed. Out of this overhead, whatever is abnormal, remove. What is normal? Normal under absorption. Divide by number of units, you will get supplementary rate. Just look at my screen and you will surely feel you need to buy this compiler, because I know how much hard work I have done. Just in 300 pages, I have compiled all this. One more problem. Under over absorption. Here they go. Obsolete, previous year expense. These are all abnormal. Nikal do. Now, you have charged 54. This is 564.60. 1/3 is abnormal, 3/4 you have to charge. Okay, one more. 3-4 problems you practice and you have done. Oh, this is asked in MCQ now. Last part. Rated capacities. When you buy a mobile phone, you know what does it say? This mobile phone? It says that the battery will go on for this much time. Or when we buy car, they will say, yeah, 15 ke average degi. But practically, it's not possible because 3 of us are driving, me, my son, my husband. So what is practical? Rated minus normal idle time. Yeah, no machinery is going to work 365 days, 1 or 2 days, right? So practical. In practical, normal is, okay, practically we should study for 10 hours, but normally some days 10 hours, some days 8 hours like this. So, okay, 8 hours on an average. But my actual capacity is 9 hours or 6 hours and idle capacity. Got it? So simple sum was once asked in MCQ. I have combined it and put it here. A machinery was purchased to produce 36.5 tons rated capacity in 365 days. But we know 365 days we are not working. 65 days are to holiday, breakdown, all. So what is practically possible? 300 days, 30 tons. But our sales are saying that we will work 25 days. Okay. 250 days. Yeah. And 25 tons. Normal. But actually we have worked for 25.2. The last one is 25.2. Followed all of you. And this is again a part of theory question, but one liner at least you learn that because we are dealing with overhead chapters, please keep patience. I'm not doing just fatafat major revision and some one problem in writing. It will take 1 hour and you will miss the crux. One short video is all the concepts, all the pitfalls, all the theory, everything should be covered in one class so that you repeat the one shot. You've completed costing, now you're doing law. Still one day, just watch one shot revision video at 1.25 speed. Dipti ma'am is saying, chalega. This is the purpose of one shot revision video. Otherwise, if you want me to solve the problem, go for practice batch. They'll tell you the gist. Like interest and finance charge is a common expenditure without which none of the companies can work. So if you are paying interest and all, should we take it as a separate item in the below the cost of sales? Yes. Depreciation, yes. Packing expense, primary packing expense will go up. Yeah, as a part of the factory overhead. Secondary packing as selling and distribution overhead. Yeah. What are fringe benefits? To my employees, I pay them HRA, DA, allowances, perquisite, PF, ESIC, all I will pay. So will you add it in the cost of the labor? Yeah. Ma'am, what you are saying, we have all done in the cost sheet. Okay. That's what it is. Bed debt. We should not take. When we make a cost sheet or overhead, do we take bed debts? इतना पैसा डूब गया तो? No. But some of the businesses are कि bed debt is 100% going to happen. Then can we put it? Yes. Training expenses, yes. It's an essential part. If training is related to factory, put in factory overhead. Training is related to accounts, office. Training is related to sales, sales में डाल दो. Canteen expenses, yeah. Where the major benefit is there, you put these expenses. Just read it. If you have a doubt, click the picture and send me that ma'am put us a voice note. Do you need to pay the bonus and all to employee? You remember when I did the labor chapter for you, basic, DA, PF, ESIC, sub add kiya tha because this was expenditure for the company. So you have to add it. I don't know what's special for this question, but this already asked in MTP first and then asked in the recent CMA exam. Same problem, same figures, and it's a study material problem. How many units you have produced, how many units you have sold, machine hours, design charges, and software development charges. Just read it. It's direct expense को कैसे आप apportion करोगे. Now royalty is paid. Okay. So what are the first direct expenses? Direct expenses directly you will put and then indirectly you will put. ठीक है ना? So royalty paid is 54,000, 2 per unit sold. So can I take it in the number of units sold? You remember? Selling expense we take on number of units sold. Factory and admin expense on number of units produced. Next is royalty. Royalty is paid on number of units produced. कितने unit produce हुए बेटा? 20 और 15 तो दे दो. Higher charges. Higher charges of the equipment are used in manufacturing of X only. So put it here. Design charges and software development charges. Okay. Design charges and software development charges already they have given separately. So can we divide and get the answer? Ma'am, ये तो copy paste किया. What's the gist of it? Whatever expenses are apportioned, designing and all, copy it. Whatever is specific for X, allocate, apportion. And this also, put it on the per unit basis, you get the answer. Little exhausted I am because back to back we took 2 classes, more than 2 hours are over. First we did the paper direction, paper solving for the capital gain. So gear up super well. Overhead exam paper is ready. Very easy. Watch this video. Watch the practice batch if you have purchased that in the app. And any doubts you have, tomorrow is Sunday, but I'm there with a voice note will surely clear your doubt. And write the exam tomorrow night or Monday 7 p.m. in the app. We are discussing overhead exam paper with all of you. Wish you very all the best. It takes daring. Today students have written fifth exam, capital gain, fifth slab rate, residential status, house property. तो ये एक daring है, जैसा लिखे जो लिखे लिखो. All the best to all of you. Thank you so much. Any suggestions, any doubt, comment below the video. Join the Telegram group. I'll give you the amendments and all over there. All the best to all of you. Blessings and wishes.